Hello, my name is Emmy and today we are going to compare the Ultimate Ears Megaboom 1 to the Ultimate Ears Megaboom 3 and also answer the question, is it worth to upgrade? So let's start. So here they are. They look quite similar. Well, this one is in blue, but that's because we chose a blue color. Other than that, the buttons, plus and minus, very similar. And also here you can see this one has the power on and off button here. This one has it in the center. You have the Bluetooth button here. And this one has an extra button, which is pause and play or Alexa, I believe. So one more button on this one. Other than that, they feel very similar. The weight is almost the same. They both weigh about 900 grams, so that is 2 pounds, I think. For the charging, you have on the old one, you see the charging port right there. And for the new one, you have it on the side. Just opening up here. There you go. They use the same charging, but for the new one, you can also use a docking charging station, which is just a round thing that you set it on, which you have to purchase separately. It does not come with this one. And now for some specs. Note that the following information on battery life is found by tests that are carried out by Artings and Sound Guys. Ultimate Air states the battery life of 20 hours for both speakers. So the battery life on the first one, the old one, is 20 hours, while the battery life on the new one, the third Megaboom, is 17.7 hours. Why they went down, I don't know. When it comes to the frequency range, the old one goes from 65 Hz to 20,000 Hz, while the new one goes from 60 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So 5 Hz lower for the new one. And now for the IP rating. So the old one is rated X7, where the X means that it is not tested for dustproofness, while 7 means that it can stay 1 meter underwater for 30 minutes. The new one is rated 67, so the number 6 means that it is entirely dustproof, and the 7 again means 1 meter underwater, 30 minutes. But if you look at the material, I believe that this is, the old one is probably somewhat dustproof as well, because it seems quite well protected for dust. Hello! Hit the subscribe button if you like the video so far, because that would make me super duper happy. We are now here with Andy and we have been testing the speakers for a while.
Some time.
Yes, the old one you've had for, well, longer than you've known me.
Yeah, I think 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
That's a long time.
Yes, it is.
And this one we've been testing for, well, some days now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, well, our first impressions. Yeah, I agree. So at first we were like, we placed the speakers on either side of a room with the same song playing, and we just walked forth and back to listen to them. And also, of course, we know that the acoustics can be different in the room, so we also changed the place.
Yeah.
And our first impression from that was that we thought that the new one was not as good as the old one.
Yeah.
So because of that, we made a choice of trying to play the new one in. I don't know how what that action is named, but basically you play music for 24 hours on a speaker.
On low volume.
Because some speakers needs that to become better.
Yeah.
Basically.
I don't know if these need it, but we thought, well, why not give it a chance?
Yeah.
Because it may help. But yeah.
So we did that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we tested them again.
Mm-hmm.
And they felt...
It sounded the same.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly the same.
Didn't make any difference.
No.
So it's not worth using those 24 hours to play it in.
No.
Anyway, we tried.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we also had a blind test. We were thinking that maybe we had a bias now because, well, first impression makes a difference, and maybe we now were thinking that the new one just was worse. So we did a blind test where one person sat in a chair and closed their eyes, and we played the same song on both of the speakers, because you can connect up to 100 of those speakers, I think.
It's 150.
150 now, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 100. I don't know where I got why I'm thinking 100, but
I think it was another speaker that went to 100.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, they played the same song at the same time. They were in the other side of the room from the person that sat with their eyes closed, and the second person went and got one of the speakers, went to the sitting person and just played music around them, and the sitting person was to tell them whether it's the new or old one. And then you went back and maybe grabbed the same one again to try to trick the other person, or a different one, and so on and so forth. And the results, well, I think in your case you overthought it, I believe, because you didn't really guess correct.
Maybe I got one correct.
Yeah, I think you just randomly guessed.
Yeah.
From the results, it seemed like a random guess.
Yeah.
So I think you were overthinking it.
Definitely.
And when it was my turn to sit there and close my eyes and guess which one, after a while I heard you start to laugh.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate why? Because I was sure that, okay, I made every guess wrong when you started to laugh. That's what I thought.
So we tried a couple of different songs, and I went to get one of the speakers, come back, and within 3-4 seconds she guessed one of them, and she always got it right. So she always knew when it was the old one and when the new one was playing, even if I take the same one multiple times, or so she could hear a difference.
Yeah, there is a noticeable difference.
Mm-hmm. So what was the difference?
Yeah, let me tell you. So basically my strategy was that, well, I sat there and listened to the music, and I tried to not overthink it, and to be honest, when I could enjoy the music, I believed it was the old one. And when I felt like something was off, it was the new one. So basically that's our conclusion, I think, of the two speakers.
Yeah.
That something is off with the new one. I'm not able to set my finger on it, but basically the new one sounds cheaper than the old one.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. It sounds like a cheaper speaker.
Something else to comment on, I believe, is the charging parts.
Yeah, really. So should I take it? Okay. So the old one, it has the charging port on the bottom of the speaker, and it is angled like a bit inwards into the center of the speaker. When you try to use another cable, the same USB, micro USB cable, it doesn't always fit. It's some of the from other manufacturers. They don't fit because they're too wide or not the correct angle. But so that's annoying if the charger goes, or if the cable that comes with the speaker goes bad. So yeah.
Yeah, so difficult to replace the cable.
Yeah.
On this one, not on this one, because this one has the normal angled micro USB.
Yeah, and it also has the space for another wider cables, like the plug. So yeah, I'm sorry.
I also want to add one thing, and that is one thing that has annoyed me with the old one is the fact that the charging port is underneath, and this one doesn't really have a good battery anymore. So you have to charge it constantly while you're using it, meaning that it cannot stand like this because you have the cable in there. So you have to put it the other way, which makes you unable to use the buttons. So that's the thing that has annoyed me.
Yeah.
So that has fortunately been fixed on the new one, because here the charging port is on the side, not the button. So all in all, I think we're disappointed in the new one.
Really disappointed.
Sound-wise, the fact that the battery life is a couple of hours less doesn't really bother me.
No.
But that the sound is worse is like, why? How? I don't know what they did. But this is going back.
For sure.
And that's sad, because we did really want a new one, because this one is not as reliable anymore. Both because the battery is dying and because it has some, what is it called? Glitches? Sometimes the music just stops for a millisecond and it goes back on.
Yeah.
So I think it has some connection issues or something like that.
Maybe,
So,
but it doesn't always last that long. Sometimes it just works fine. So.
I feel like it's one song that glitches every time.
Maybe it doesn't like that song.
Maybe it doesn't.
I'm so sick of this song. Don't play it anymore.
So all in all, we're disappointed in the new version. And in our opinion, it is not worth the upgrade.
No. If you have the old one and your battery is dead, then you
Replace it.
replace the battery. It's out there. So yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Oh, are you still here? Do you know what? You should watch this video next, which is about this backpack. It's an anti-thief backpack, which we really like. So have a look at this video.